I think we're going to go ahead and get started. It is going to get a little bit warm, and everybody is obviously standing up. Maybe we're not. Okay, the back of the line needs to be about where the ladder is, according to our photographer. And you know how those guys are. So move this direction. Get closer to the backhoe. It won't start. It won't move. We promise. And kind of get in front of me, I think, too. Around to your left, in front of the ladder. It's our understanding that Toyota spent $500,000 for their groundbreaking ceremony, and we've spent $499,999 less than that. So that's why we're a little bit disorganized this morning. But move on around here. There we go. Is that better, Seth? Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. I need to move this. There. That might be better. What we're going to do this morning, we're glad everybody is here and that everybody stayed. And we're going to have, it's going to be difficult to break the ground because we're dealing with asphalt. So we're going to make do. This is not actually dirt from here, but we're going to pretend like it is as we get into the groundbreaking ceremony a little bit later. But we are really glad that you guys are here. You are standing basically where the new building is going to be located. And within the next week to 10 days, you won't be able to stand here because we will be constructing a new facility. And again, we are so grateful that everyone is here. It's been several years and hours of prayers and discussion to get us to this point. We couldn't be more excited than to be here today and to kind of celebrate this event. One thing I do want to say, and Kenneth may say some of this as he talks to us in just a few minutes, but I want everybody to realize that this is kind of a big deal, but really it's not. I mean, this is just a tool. Much like a van, much like this PA system, much like a songbook. It's just a tool that we need to actually carry on the Lord's work here in our community locally. Now, it's a little bigger than some of those things, and it's going to take longer for us to construct, but it's not the end-all. It is just simply a tool that we need, that we're very happy about, that we want to celebrate this morning, but we want to just keep that in mind, that's what it is. And it's going to be a little bit inconvenient for the next 6 or 8 months until we get to that point, but it's going to be a great tool, a valuable tool for us to use to help reach people in our local community here. Let me tell you what's going to go on for the next few minutes. Chris Lewis is going to lead us in a couple of songs. Kenneth's going to share a few words with us. Chris will have another song, and then we'll actually have a ceremonial groundbreaking, and I'll share with you who gets to man the shovels. And then at the end of that, there's going to be a picture of the entire congregation. So when we're finished, we're going to have to all turn around and face Seth. Not now, but when we're finished, we'll do that. And I'll help you with those instructions as we progress. Chris?
This I'm got to speak again, you know. But thought about what do you say at this moment? I know this. There's no hype, no quoting from Nehemiah and rebuilding the temple or Solomon and building the temple, because really it's not anything like that. It's not really comparable, because this isn't a glamorous thing that we're talking about. This is just practicality, in all honesty. We need more classroom space. And when you look at the scriptures, and we were talking about this in the Welcome to Campbell Street class the other night, about how that we exist, that we're here to bear fruit, and that's what the Lord has called us to do that. And as a body, we're here to grow. And that's really what discipleship, if you summed up our mission in one word, it would be to make disciples. And of course the way you do that through love and through the things, through serving in many different ways, but to make disciples. And what that's about is bearing fruit, and what that's about is growing. Paul talks about the spiritual growth that we're to have in our lives, that part of that discipleship process is that when you're a Christian, you need to be growing from infancy, when you're born from above, to an adult, spiritually speaking. And really, when you're talking about classes and you're talking about education, and why we have Bible study in the first place is to grow people in their relationship with God from childhood to adulthood. And all of us are at different places in that walk, but that's what it's all summed up by, is that growth. But there's also the the numerical growth that we want to allow for, because when you talk about the Great Commission and evangelism, we really don't have an option in that. If we're going to be about the purposes of God, then we want everybody to know. And we want to continue to grow. Some people say, well, I don't like a large church, or I don't like this. That's fine. But, to stop would be to basically say, God, I know whatever, we like it, we're comfortable right here. But we're not comfortable right here, because there's people in this neighborhood, there's people in this community, there are people that don't know Christ. And that first phase of discipleship is to bring them into a relationship with Christ. And so it's it's growth from every angle. And that's all this is about, is creating more room, more space. I mean, some things that are going to happen through this, there's going to be a new office, but that office is going to allow for a nursery to be in the current office facility where the parents will be closer. And we've had a lot of children born that are going to be able to make use of that, and a lot of parents, they'll be happy to have that situation and feel like they're in the middle of things. And there'll be a lot of classes that are meeting out in the foyer are not going to have to do that anymore. They're going to get to have a classroom. That's going to be a practical thing. Plus, not long ago, we collected and saw that in this church we have many people that are struggling with many different burdens. And quite frankly, unless we do it on a different night of the week, which we can do, and I'm sure we will do, there are a lot of those things. We just don't have a place to have a class or a support group or a small group or whatever it is that we need to meet those needs, because that's a part of discipleship. We all struggle, and part of growth, we have things that we struggle with, and to be able to work through that and to have the healing that Christ offers through that. So we have people that are struggling with in their marriages. We want to have constantly something available for them in their marriages, not just for the people in this body, but anybody's married, that we can make that available.
And there should be a barrel over here on the northwest corner. Who's back there? That's John Mooney. He's right so this is where the building will be. And John Mooney, by the way, who's holding his hand up, is also our construction manager, who's going to be managing the construction of this project. So we've got one of our own that's going to take care of the project. So you kind of get the dimensions of the building. Okay, with that said, Tate Myers, you come around to the front of the backhoe there, get your shovel, get Rick Brooks there with you, and Tom and Mary Lou Gatkins, and Danny Sorrell. When Kenneth mentioned from childhood to adulthood, that's what we wanted represented today. And as you know, Tate's generation is going to reap many, many benefits of this building. Tom and Mary Lou have worked years and diligently with our education program. Poor Rick Brooks has taught in this gym class for so many years with poor acoustics and poor PA system that we thought he deserved a shovel. And obviously Danny's been working with our youth for so long, we wanted to give him a shovel as well. So guys, Seth, tell them what you want him to do, because I don't know.
Put your shovel in one time and don't pull any of your hair down.
I don't think Mary Lou's ever had a shovel before.
What he's doing. All right, Tate, look right here at the camera. You guys all look right here. At the camera, Tate. There you go.